All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, the Most High, our Creator and our power, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh. In the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, our Savior, and our Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shah. Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Makakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this 100% truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety unto the hopeful elect, especially in these times. And Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Makakodash, Barakatham. Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Abba Yah with another lesson through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. And I pray that this is edifying unto the elect. All right. An elect man is as tried gold. An elect man, all right, which can only be an Israelite man, is as tried gold. All right, and when you go into that word tried, it means tested. Okay, and as we know, gold is one of the most valuable precious metals on the earth. All right, now you do have other metals that's considered more expensive than gold, but as far as common metals, okay, gold is one of the most valuable precious metals that there is, okay, and it's something that's been around for generations, man, for centuries. All right, and it's been used as a form of money, as a form of currency. It's symbolic for royalty. It's symbolic for kinghood. All right, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shah is about to make us, Lord willing, we be of the elect as that tried gold, man. He's about to, beautify us, okay? And again, an elect man can only be a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, and an elect Israelite at that. All right. I'm gonna read verse Malachi 3 and verse 16. Salaki, I'm just waking up, so I'm still kind of trying to get my thoughts together. Salaki. It says, "Then they that feared the Lord Yahweh spake often one to another, and the Lord Yahweh hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name." All right, and that book is the book of life, in which the elect is going to have their names written in. All right, but only those that are going to be of the elect is going to be the ones that remember the name, the name of the Lord, and fear the Lord. All right, and that fear will cause those elect members to live a certain life. Okay, to set certain boundaries within their lives. All right, to abstain from certain things, to put forth effort to do certain things. All right, rehearsing the righteous acts, and then just overall just meditating on the word of the Lord, man, and putting forth that effort to apply it as well. All right, but that begins with the men. All right, that begins with the 144,000 prophets. All right, who gonna basically set the pace for that. All right, preaching the word as well as doing the word. All right, verse 17, "And they shall be mine, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, in the day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him." All right, so the Lord is going to have a special place for those elect men. All right, and the Lord is going to make up his jewels, meaning those who are valuable unto him. All right, those who are near unto him, ultimately the chosen of the chosen. All right, you got the chosen, which is the whole nation of Israel as a nation, but within that nation, right, the Lord has a chosen number of Israelites. All right, beginning with, again, the men. All right, because like the Lord said, man, the pastor of my flock are men, meaning he's dealing firsthand with the men. The men were the ones made in the Lord's image. All right, so the Lord has a special relationship with his men. Okay, and in due time, man, which is coming up very soon, the Lord is making his men as jewels, man. Isaiah 13 and 12, "I will make a man," right, and an Israelite man to be specific, okay, more precious than fine gold. And it's not just any Israelite man. It's a man of the Lord, okay? A man who's laboring in his work, who's doing this work, man. A man who's making sacrifices, who's not loving his life, all right? But a man who's putting forth effort every day to put off that old man, to live as an acceptable man, you know, constantly chiseling away at that dross, man. All right, because we pray that we're of the elect, so we live as that goal. We put on as the elect, right? So us knowing that we have dross, because we do, right? When I'm gonna get the definition for dross real quick, all right? Because us being considered that gold, you know, before gold is purified or before it's refined, it's full of dross, you know. It says something regarded as worthless, rubbish, okay, debris, chaff, trash, garbage, all right. When you read the second definition, it says foreign matter, dregs, or mineral waste. Mineral waste, in particular, scum formed on the surface of molten metal, okay. And this is gold before it's actually purified from that dross, okay. And you know, you have to look at that gold as a man, as an Israelite man of the elect. Before that man of the elect is actually purified and perfected, that man is full of dross. But that doesn't take away the value in that gold just because it has dross. You know, you show somebody a big nugget of gold full of dross like this, and don't somebody still want it? That person, if you give a person this, yeah, they're gonna see the rubbish and the dross and the waste, right? Or the undesirables within that gold, but they're gonna still know the value of that gold, and they still gonna want it. All right, the same way the Lord looks at us, man. The Lord sees the dross within us. He sees that undesirable, those characteristics, you know, that mindset, the things that we subject to in this flesh. The Lord still sees those things, but the Lord is about to put us through the furnace. He's about to put us in that fire, and that fire is going to purify us and cleanse us of that dross, right? And as a man, that dross is, again, the ways of thinking that we have, because we still subject to wicked thoughts. We're subject to temptations. We subject to lust. You know, we subject to emotions and the different things that this flesh comes with, which is considered dross. We don't have perfect thoughts right now. We don't live perfectly right now as much as we want to. We still in this flesh, and eventually the Lord is going to strip this flesh from us and put us in perfect flesh, which is the ultimate point in which we're made as that perfect gold, man. When we get new bodies is when we're actually made of that gold. But right now we in the process of the Lord refining us. We're being refined right now. We're going to reach that, eventually we will reach that the level or state of perfection. All right, but we still have different things within us, okay, and that's personalized to each brother's spirit, man. We all have different things that we dealing with, different things that we fighting and battling every day. That's considered dross or considered imperfection. Malachi 3:16, Slakia. I just read that. I'm gonna read Isaiah 13:12 again. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir. Okay, so yeah, eventually the Lord is going to make his men, which is going to begin with the prophets, the 144,000. Okay, those who are going to rule the earth up under Yahushua. Okay, alongside Yahushua. Right. The Lord is going to make that man more precious than fine gold, but that's going to begin before the kingdom of heaven. The Lord is going to perfect his men, man, and that's going to start mentally and spiritually. All right, Salaki. All right, yeah, that's going to begin. In this time, the Lord is perfecting us now. The Lord is perfecting the way that we think, the way that we speak, right? Our mannerisms, the way that we act. Okay, the different characteristics that we have. The Lord is constantly, slowly developing us, to be better, to do better, right? To be mindful of the way that we speak, the way that we interact with people. The Lord is taking away certain things from us, and also, equipping us with certain things. All right. 2 Ezra 16:67. Behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. All right, and that's like unto us chiseling away at those impurities, right? That dross, right? That undesirable, leavening, so to speak, that's in us. Okay, we every day we're laboring and doing our best to do away with those different ways. All right, not being not being emotional, standing on business, right? Being fruitful, being charitable, right? Not being in the spirit of being offended. It's different things in our lives that we labor into to do better. Different areas of our lives we labor to do better in. Okay, abstaining from evil, right? Fearing the Lord more. Acknowledging the Lord in everything that we do. Okay. For behold, the burning wrath. Let me continue on in 67. It says, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. All right. And that's the goal. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. And keep in mind that statement. The burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Meaning eventually us doing what we're doing, us leading the lives that we lead, following Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, okay, abstaining from evil, not being in locking arms, so to speak, not being on one accord with the rest of the world. We're going to be looked at as outcasts, and eventually we're going to be demonized and persecuted for seeking righteousness. All right, to the point to where they're going to want to take our lives, and some elect members are actually going to be martyred for this truth, man. But you're going to have some that are going to just be persecuted. All right, you're going to have some be cast into prison. You're going to have some that be chased out, right, and be on the run, and we're going to go through other various forms of tribulation as well, man, which is a part of that fire. But it's going to begin with Esau, the devil, the so-called white man, right? Beginning with the elites. All right, they're gonna give the go ahead, so to speak, and they're gonna come down with that great wrath, as it said in Revelation 12. All right, but the elect, all right, beginning with the men, are gonna go through different forms of trial, in which Lord willing, the Lord give us the spirit to endure and survive that. Those different forms of trials or tribulations, being likened to that fire. If we make it through that, if we overcome that, it's going to continue to, it's going to purify us. All right. And that's the only way to purify gold, is by way of intense fire. Okay, a furnace, if you will. If you just say fire, you think about different forms of fire. You got a lighter that produces fire. But when you think about a furnace, you think about the intensity of that fire. You think about just how hot it gets. Okay. It says again, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And that ultimate idol that's going to be offered is going to be that MOTB, man. All right, Revelation 13:16. That MARK of the BEAST. Okay, that is going to be that ultimate idol, in which the elect, no matter what, is not going to fall victim to that. They're not going to be, they're not going to fall into that. All right, they're not going to get that C-hip. All right, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Meaning everybody outside of the elect. Okay, there's going to be, the scriptures speak about, which I'm going to get it, 2/3 being cut off, okay? And a lot of Israelites are going to take that MOTB, which is going to solidify them being cut off. It's going to basically set that and, put that and set that in stone, that judgment or that condemnation, because they took that idol. But the elect is no matter what, it's not going to take that, right? And that's that hour of temptation, all right? For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Yeah, because they're gonna make us out to be villains. They're gonna make us out to be terrorists and enemies of the state for this lifestyle that we live in and the things that we speaking. And there's gonna come a time of persecution for that. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And so they're gonna come up against us, man, and it's gonna get physical. For they shall, it's gonna start off with them just, slandering us, speaking evil upon our names, and bearing false witness, making us to be, these great, bad people, for lack of better words. And then it's going to start to the point to where they're going to come and try to physically apprehend us. They're going to try to cause us harm. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Yeah, some brothers are going to be on the run. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Okay? And you're going to see who's the Lord is, who his chosen is, by way of, the situations that different members of the elect are going to be in. All right, the Lord is going to, lift up a standard and deliver certain Israelites out of situations. It's going to, it's not going to be the same in every situation. All right, but the elect are going to be delivered in these situations. There's going to be a standard lifted. And the reason you're going to know who the Lord's chosen is first and foremost what they're going to be saying about us. Lord willing, we be that elect. What they're going to be saying about us, and it's going to be known, man. Because exactly what, the things that they're going to say is what's been prophesied, is what's being said that they're going to do. All right? And the reason that they're going to persecute us is because we against their lifestyle. We're against what they pushing. That image of the beast, we're not going to bow down to it. All right? It says here, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. All right, then that's when you're going to know who the chosen are. When the Lord delivers you from that same fire that's going to come upon all the world. All right, because everybody going to go through that fire, but not everybody's going to make it through that fire. Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And that's talking about 2 parts of the nation of Israel. Okay, 2 parts are gonna have to perish, and only 1/3 is gonna be left to live. Okay, delivered. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire. Okay, so keep in mind, again, all Israelites are going to go through fire, which is tribulation. Okay, but only 1/3 are going to make it through that fire, purified. And, the rest are going to be burned up. Because when you think about dross, these dross don't make it through the furnace. They don't make it through the fire. That's why the gold gets put in the furnace in the first place, because that heat separates the gold that can't get burned up from the dross that gets burned up. Okay, so that dross, as it reaches a certain temperature, which when these Israelites, these rebellious, wicked Israelites, when they reach a certain form of tribulation, a certain state of affliction, so to speak, it's only gonna take so much for certain Israelites, and they're gonna break. They're gonna be overcome. They're not gonna make it. Whether it be they fell through the temptation of receiving the MOTB, whether the Lord gives them over to some strange calamity or some plague or whether the Lord gives them over to famine, you know, hey, we all gonna be faced with the same things. It's not like the elect is gonna be put in a special situation. No, we're gonna go through, Lord willing, we be of the elect. You got to say that. Okay, we're gonna be put through the same temptations, the same afflictions. But the only thing is, the elect is gonna maintain faith throughout that, and the Lord is gonna preserve them, as He preserves gold in that furnace. Okay, and at the end, when that dross is all burned out and separated from the gold, it's then poured into a separate, vessel, and that gold is by itself. It's pure. It no longer has that dross in it, man. But it made it through that furnace. It still had to go through the furnace, but it made it out of the furnace. Okay. It says again, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. I'm gonna look into the word for refine and see what they say.
Refined.
It says, with impurities or unwanted elements having been removed by process. Okay, so to be refined is symbolic or synonymous with being purified. Some similar words or synonyms: purified, pure, clarified, strained, sifted, having been passed through a sieve. All right, and the Lord is making a separation. Okay, when you sift something, you separate, and that's the same process, but with different elements. When you sift something, you're sifting the desirable from the undesirable. All right, the wanted from the unwanted. Filtered. When you filter something, you're filtering the desirable from the undesirable. Okay, it says rarefied. I never heard this word. It says of air, especially that of high altitudes, of lower pressure than usual, thin. All right, that's going into something else, but yeah, polished. To be refined, to be sophisticated or elegant. All right, yeah. Again, as I mentioned in the beginning, the Lord is about to beautify His men. Okay, you can say that's symbolic or synonymous with being polished, rectified. Okay, being treated. When you treat something, you that's the same as purifying it. Okay, you get the point. I'm gonna read verse 9 again. And I will bring the third part through the fire, meaning out of it, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them or test them as gold is tested. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. Okay? And that is the ultimate goal, man. We pray that the Lord brings us through the fire and allows us to come out perfected. That's going to start with this whole tribulation, man. We go through little forms of fire every day, but as we get closer and closer to the end, the fire is intensifying. Before you put that gold in the furnace, that furnace don't start off hot. You got to first start the fire, and then the temperature slowly increases until it reaches a maximum temperature. And that heat, is so hot that it's burning away. Unprecious metals, as they're considered. Metals that are not wanted. You don't want no lead or you don't want no tin in your, or iron in your gold. That devalues it. It makes it impure. So in order to remove that, the only way to remove it, because that metal is linked. It's mixed in, so to speak. The only way to separate that undesirable metal from that desirable metal, that valuable metal, is to put it in that furnace and burn it and melt it down and separate it. Okay? And that's what's going to happen to the elect, man. The Lord is going to, make the elect as that gold. Meaning He's going to separate them, right, the gold from the undesirable metals, which is the rest of Israel. The rest, man, most of Israel It's like tin and you know, what's some other undesirable metals? Iron, you know, things that are not, you know, they're not valuable. They're not precious. You know, therefore they can't be used. But the Lord is sifting. The Lord is separating. And that ultimate separation is going to be done throughout Jacob's trouble, and then in the end all be all, you know, when the missiles come and when the missiles come and the Lord delivers the elect, that's that ultimate shifting, that ultimate separation, man, in which you're gonna know exactly who's of the elect when the elect is beamed up in them chariots and saved from that furnace, right? That ultimate fire that's coming, the nuclear fire. Okay? Because only the elect is gonna make it out of that. Job 23:10. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he have tried me, I shall come forth as gold. And that's the mindset that Job had, which, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, allowed him to endure the tribulation or that adversity that he was going through. Job was catching hell, right? That's a form of fire. But Job had the mindset that no matter what, no matter how much fire I gotta go through, I'm gonna come forth as gold. I'm gonna come forth pure and clean. You know, Job understood that the Lord was putting him through that situation for a reason. And no matter what he lost, it was all according to the will of the Lord. And he wasn't going to fold. He wasn't going to get offended. He wasn't going to forsake the Lord, even unto death. And that's the mindset that we must have, man. Remember the faith of Job, man. Remember the endurance that Job had. Okay? Job took his furnace of adversity like a man. And he still stayed near unto the Lord, man. Okay? And that's the mindset that we every day is you know, seeking to have, man. Sirach 2 and verse 2, starting at verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. All right? And that's first and foremost. We must get our minds right. All right? Put ourselves in the right mindset before the fire actually, you know, reaches that peak heat. We must get ourselves ready for that ahead of time. First and foremost, acknowledging that the heat is going to get that hot. You know, acknowledging that Jacob's trouble is going to take place. We are going to be faced with major temptation. Okay, we're going to be tested, man. Understand first that the fire is coming. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure. The only way to endure is being grounded and rooted in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Fearing the Lord, believing, okay? Putting forth whatever effort is necessary, man, spiritually and even physically, man. You know, going out on the highways and hedges, presenting our bodies a living sacrifice. It says, and make not haste in time of trouble. That's all a mindset. You can prepare all you want to physically, man, but if you're not spiritually and mentally fortified, so to speak, if you're not spiritually and mentally ready and prepared, you are not going to make it physically, because the physical follows or projects what the mind thinks. Okay, so it all begins spiritually and mentally, man. We must get our minds right first, so that we may act right, so that we may, live right. Okay, it says, and make not haste in time of trouble. Okay, so we've already acknowledged that time of trouble is coming. Now we have to prepare our minds to not fold, to not give up, to not give in or become offended in any kind of way, no matter what. Okay, don't limit that fire. Okay, don't limit that furnace. Just understand that it's gonna get hot, man, and that's gonna come in many different ways. You can't limit it. Oh, yeah, it's gonna get hot, but it's only gonna be this, and this happening. No, you have to put away, those mortal thoughts, man. All right, put away those carnal thoughts. Hey, when the devil come down with great wrath, he's coming down with great wrath. There's no boundaries except the ones that has been set, that this devil is not going to reach. He's going to do any and everything in his power to break us, to get us to fold, to get us to give up, and to worship him. But we have to have that mindset of Job, man. When the Lord tries us, and the Lord is going to try us, we're going to come forth as gold. All right? Those who the Lord chasteneth, he loves. So we about to go through that ultimate form of chastening. Meaning, hey, whatever we face, no matter how bad it is, just know that as bad as it's getting, it's because it's something in us that needs to be removed. Hey, look at this like, hey, this fire is not to destroy us or burn us up. It's to purify us from whatever is in us that don't need to be there. So no matter how bad it get, it's getting that bad so that the Lord can remove something from us to perfect us. All right. Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Matter of fact, Salaki, I didn't finish 3. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Okay? Cleave unto the Lord. Okay? Hey, stay on that straight path. Stay in the path of the straight gate. Meaning difficult. Because that's the way that leads to life. It says, and depart not away. Yeah, don't go astray. Don't go to the left or to the right, because hey, if you go off the path, it's destruction on both sides. Deep water on one side and fire on the other one. Both of which will destroy you. So stay on that straight path, man. It's gonna be difficult. It ain't gonna be easy at all, but it's possible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And with faith in that, it's nothing we can't do. Knowing who's behind us, who's supporting us, who's fighting for us. Okay, it's nothing we can't do, man. We have to have it in our minds that we already are that gold. We just got to go through the furnace. That's all we got to do is make it through that furnace, man. But we already are that gold. Okay? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Yeah, man. Hey, whatever situation we got to go through, hey, the scriptures say, let me get that real quick. Hebrews 12 and 11. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 10. It says, For they verily for a few days chasten us for their own pleasure. I mean, talking about our physical carnal fathers. It says, but he, meaning Yahweh, for our profit, meaning the Lord is chastening us, and bringing us through different afflictions and things like that for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. It's all to our perfecting. It's all for our benefit. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Meaning, in the time that you actually going through that affliction, when you actually faced with that temptation, we speak about these things, but we actually putting ourselves in that position of having to go through it. It's not just we saying it. We understand that we actually have to go through the things that we're talking about. We have to be faced with being taken from our families. We have to face our children being taken from us. We have to face, everything being taken from us, being ostracized from society, not having a job, literally having to depend on Yahweh Shem Shah to feed us, to clothe us, to warm us, all that. All right, that's not going to be a joyous thing when that's happening. That's gonna seem grievous, but to always have rooted in your mind that it's all for a reason. It's for a bigger purpose, and there's no way to get to the kingdom of heaven unless you go through that. If you have that instilled in your mind, through the Spirit, the Lord is going to allow us to endure, man. The Lord is going to preserve us. And nevertheless, afterward, meaning after that chastening is overcome, it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Okay? So, let me read that in the NLT and see what it says. It yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness. Hebrews 12 and 11 in the NLT. No discipline is enjoyable while it is happening. It's painful. But afterward, there will be a peaceable harvest of right living for those who are trained in his way. So we're going to be exercised by that adversity, by the temptation, the chastening, the fire. But after that fire has subsided, after it's all said and done, hey, we're going to be perfect. We're going to be perfect, man. and able to please Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay. Verse 4, it says, Sirach 2 and 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Okay. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. All right. And we in the process of being changed to a lower state. But if you have set your heart aright, or already prepared your mind to be in that lower state, and to remain faithful throughout that lower state, it's gonna make it that much easier, man. It's gonna make it that much more bearable. If you're not rooted in faith, and you don't really believe that tribulation is coming, or you kind of believe it's coming, but then when it actually happens, you like, oh shit, I had the thought that it was a possibility that this was gonna happen, but I didn't really think it was gonna happen. You're not gonna make it. If you going about throughout your life, kind of believing that it's gonna happen, but wishing it don't happen, as opposed to knowing it's gonna happen and hastening that it does happen, because that makes us that much more closer to the kingdom. Hey man, you're not gonna make it. Because when it says set your heart right, you have to really think about, you got to count the cost. You got to really think about everything that we're about to go through. Okay? Everything that's going to, that furnace is going to consist of. Anything that can go wrong, believe and already prepare your mind that it's going to go wrong. But while you meditating on everything that can possibly go wrong, going wrong, that's just to prepare you, so that if it does happen, you already prepared your mind for it. Of course, we prepare for the worst, but we hope for the best. Nobody wants to see their kids be taken from them, but we preparing ourselves that, hey, that's a possibility. If that's the will of the Lord, I'm not going to be offended at that. It's not going to be an easy situation to deal with, but already having in your mind that can happen. It's not we don't want to be put under a guillotine. We don't want to have to be cast into these devil's prison. But understand that is what's on the line. That is what may happen. So we preparing ourselves to deal with it now. Okay? For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. All right? So that gold nugget with all that dross on it, all those undesirable metals mixed in, it has to go through that fire in order to separate that dross. Just as an acceptable man, or in other words, a man of the elect, has to go through adversity or tribulation, so that those impurities within him is cleansed out or purified out, so that man is made perfect. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. All right, that's the goal, man. That's what we hope for. That's what we have faith in, that eventually we're gonna reach that level of immortality, man, a level of perfection. But what do we have to go through to get to that? It's not going to just be given to us. It has to be earned. Something has to happen. Verse 5, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. Okay? Like the scriptures also say, man, for I reckon that let me just go there. I was going to quote it, but I'm going to just go there. That the sufferings is what I meant to say. 18. Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time, right, which mean the sufferings is those different things we're going to be going through. All right, being faced with, not having access to food, like these other people that's going to submit and worship the beast are going to have, not being able to go to work and have an income to feed your family, not having a car, whatever else we're going to be faced with. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So, hey, when you see that gold nugget looking all dirty and rough, hey, you can't compare that to the aftermath or the the state of that nugget before it go through that fire. You can't compare that, because when that gold, when it makes it out of that furnace, when it's all melted down and separated from that dross, and you finally see the final state of that gold, you ain't gonna be thinking about that dross. You're gonna be thinking about how beautiful and how perfect that gold is. All right, that's the glory that's gonna be revealed in us. Right now we're covered with dross. Right now, as that gold nugget, it's like as that gold nugget before the purification process. Hey, that's not the end all be all. Because once that is removed, once that's separated, it's going to reveal a glorious, precious metal. Just as you can't look at the men of the Lord right now in the state that we're in. You gotta look deeper, man. You gotta look at the mindset. You gotta look at the spirit of those brothers, man. That's what's being made perfect first, because hey, that's what matters first. It don't matter what you look like. It don't matter what you got on. It don't matter what you see. But it matters what's in that man. It matters how that man's spirit is, his mindset, the way that he thinks towards the Lord, the way that he thinks towards other brothers. His intentions. That's what really matters. That is that gold that's going to be revealed. It's going to be manifested, so to speak, on the outside. But it starts on the inside. All right. Verse 5. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 5. And having been a little chastised, and they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. All right, and that's from the very beginning, man, that these men, whoever the elect men may be, those men have been found worthy for the Lord from the beginning. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. Okay. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. And that's when those elect men is put in perfect bodies and given spiritual power, man. Those brothers are going to have special abilities because they were looked at as that gold, because they made it through the furnace, right? Through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, through the mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The Lord chose them. Therefore, he's going to perfect them, and he's going to put them on a whole nother level. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. It's talking about Yahushua. All right, Yahushua has been given these men by Yahweh as an inheritance, as joint heirs, and they're gonna alongside, but up under Yahushua is gonna rule the nations as well, forever, man. It says they shall put their trust in him. So they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. And for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. Okay. Just as a person who has, they may have gold jewelry, they may have some gold coins, some gold bars, some gold nuggets, some form of gold. A person cherishes that. A person, looks at that and they hold that in high regard. They protect it. They flaunt it. They show it off. They appreciate it. We ain't talking about Esau. We talking about somebody who actually has appreciation for the Lord's creation, man. Hey, a person looks at gold as something valuable, and they show it off. Look at Jake, man, when they got gold chains or gold teeth. Why do you think that? Why do you think a person puts gold on their teeth or on their chain or on their rings? Because it's something is good to look on, but it's not just good to look at. It's actually valuable. But that's how the Lord is going to look at his elect, man. The Lord is going to beautify them and is going to allow those elect men to to have certain abilities and powers that's going to go back and glorify the Lord, man. All right, the way that the elect is going to be seen is going to be a direct, in a direct image of the Heavenly Father. All right, and that's going to begin with the elect man. All right, like it says, in the title, an elect man is as tried gold, perfected, purified. All right, perfect. All right, and that ultimate state of perfection is coming. All right, but that's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. But beforehand, the Lord is perfecting our minds and our spirit. Okay, I pray that this was edifying. Salaki, if I was rambling or repeating myself, I do pray that some edification came out of this. And with that, I'm gonna close out and give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety unto the hopeful elect. And DTA Abba Ball, Wakwam Al Sha'ala. Hey, keep enduring, keep fighting. For you brothers out there preaching the word in truth and sincerity. Hey, keep doing so that the Lord may make us as that gold. Hey, Yahweh Shabbat Shabbat. Until next time, Shalom.